This is the Hiboy S2 Pro electric scooter, and in this video I want to review it and share my thoughts about it. I think this is a nice, affordable electric scooter that is great for commuting, and also I feel like if you just want to have fun on this thing, this is an awesome scooter as well. So let me just go through some of the features and things I like about it, things I don't like about it, and go from there. First thing I think I should share with you then is the price, and at the time of this recording, I think they're running a sale or something, but the price when I looked it up last was $450, which for all the capabilities of this scooter, I think is a really reasonable price. I also have a higher end scooter from Unagi, and that one's a lot more expensive. It's around $1,000. So this is coming in at half the cost of that one, but the question is it lacking in half of the capabilities? And so that's what I want to get into next. So first of all, how you operate this scooter is you're going to long press this power button to turn it on, and it will beep to signal that it's on for you. You can double tap the power button as well to turn off the S mode. I think it's sport mode. It's basically where the scooter goes faster. It goes up to 19 miles an hour. So you can choose to turn that off where it will be a little bit slower and more reserved scooter. So it comes in now at like 13 miles an hour when I was testing it. That's what I noticed when you shut that feature off, and it just accelerates a little bit more gradually, and it's just a little bit smoother in those regards. But if you want to turn that on and get all your speed and capability, just double tap it again. Also, if you triple tap this home button, it's going to toggle on and off your cruise control, because if you hold the throttle on this for longer, I think it's like around 3 seconds, 3 to 5 seconds is what I noticed, is when you depress it at a certain speed for that amount of time, it will turn on cruise control. Then you don't have to hold the throttle anymore. You can just hold on the handlebars, and I really like that feature because if you're riding longer distances, your thumb can get tired of just throttling that whole time. So the fact that the scooter has cruise control for this price point is pretty outstanding in my opinion. But the one downside about this is this home button that you have to press to toggle it on and off. It can be a little funky sometimes, and it just isn't the smoothest operating experience because sometimes the button can get jammed while you're depressing it. So when you're trying to triple tap it, if it gets jammed, it only double taps it and it sends the wrong signal to the scooter. So I just wish the button quality was a little bit better, and it would make toggling between all those settings a little bit easier. One more thing I forgot to mention is that if you tap this home button one time, it's going to turn on your front headlight, and it's also going to turn on a tail light for you, which is nice that it integrates lights into this scooter. I just feel like that helps you to stand out a little bit more when you're riding at nighttime. And if you squeeze the brakes while the headlights are on, it's actually going to flash your brake lights, which is cool to just signal to people that you're stopping. The brakes, in my opinion, are pretty decent. They stop you pretty abruptly but smoothly. I never felt unsafe with them. I do prefer hydraulic brakes because they just feel a little bit easier to squeeze, but since this scooter is more lightweight, I didn't feel like I had any problem at all stopping, and they did a pretty decent job with this handbrake up here. The scooter also comes with a electronic brake as well, which is labeled in red here, which is super convenient for you to easily see which one is your brake and which one is your throttle. And the nice thing about this electronic brake is it actually is regenerative. That's a tricky word. Regenerative? I don't know. Where it regenerates your battery. Let me just say it like that because that's easier for me to say it. Well, it will give you a little bit more battery life, which is cool. I don't know how well that works. I haven't rode this for super long trips yet, but it says, it advertises that you can get up to 25 miles on one trip with this electric scooter. So that's cool. And I think the brakes might help a little bit with that to give you some more battery life, but I don't know exactly how much it's contributing to your battery life. Comes with a bell. I actually learned to like bells when you're riding in public, especially just to signal to people that you're coming up on them, because if someone's walking in front of you and they have headphones on, they can't hear you on this stealth scooter because it's electronic, so it's very quiet. No one's gonna hear you coming up on them. And so the fact that it has a little bell is just nice to signal to other people that, hey, I'm approaching. Get off the road because I'm coming through, you know, just something friendly like that. So now you know everything that's going on with the technology and the handlebars here. Now let's get into like how it rode and how it actually feels driving this thing. In my opinion, when I took this for a ride, I really enjoyed it. It was a very smooth acceleration. I never felt iffy or like I was going to lose the scooter or lose control. It felt like a very nice prompt acceleration. And it was nice that I can change between 2 different modes. If I want more of the power behind the scooter, or if I want to ride this more leisurely, I can by just switching the mode. So that also gave me a lot of control in the riding experience. So I really enjoyed that. I never felt unsafe when I was riding this product. Now, I was riding this on smooth pavement though, and this scooter has like these solid wheels, which are really nice so that you don't get a flat tire and have to deal with that if you're in the city somewhere. But the downside is the suspension is a little bit worse and you feel more of the bumps that you're riding over top of. So if I was to take this on like a gravel road or bumpy sidewalks or cracks in the concrete, then it will be a more uncomfortable ride. Now, they also say that you can adjust your suspension. I don't really know how, but you can soften your suspension. I just have to like read their tutorial and like figure out how to do it. But you can actually soften it so that it's a more comfortable, smooth ride, more cushion to all the bumps. So you can do that. I just want to inform you that that is a possibility when you get this scooter. As I was riding this, I also felt like this scooter was very durable. Nothing felt loose or wobbly or shaky. The fenders feel very secure in there. And also this post feels very secure because it can actually unlatch like this and fold down for you to store it. But once you lock it back in place, I never felt like there was any issue or wobble in this frame. So I really like that. It just makes you feel like you're very secure when you're riding it. But the one thing I do want to point out is I haven't put a ton of miles on this. Like I haven't rode this for 400 miles or 500 miles to really get a long-term test on this scooter yet. So maybe in the future I can make a video like that to see how it holds up over time. But when you initially get this product, everything seems fine. Nothing seems like it's falling apart on you. Back to this little latching thing. It has this little thing that you like pick up, and it has this little like hook here. Now it hooks into place and you can lift it up. Ooh. I've seen other scooters that hook and unhook a little bit easier than this, but it feels fine. It's secure. It gets the job done. I really have no complaints with it. Maybe it takes me 2 extra seconds to unclip it and clip it compared to some of my nicer latching scooters, but I don't have an issue with this. I think it works fine. I don't have much complaints to say about it. This is just a pure guess, by the way. It feels like it's around 40 pounds. Now, I have other scooters that weigh like 28 pounds, which is very light for a scooter, and it's like super easy to lift up. And I also have scooters that are like 75 pounds that are a lot heavier. This feels in the middle and it feels average picking it up. It's not the lightest thing I've ever carried around, but it's not killing me. It's not hurting my back. I can lift it up fine, put it in my car fine. So that's my take on the weight. This grip pad is kind of nice. It's rubber though, so I don't know. Like it feels fine right now. It feels very grippy. I don't know when it gets wet what it's gonna be like. The material that I kind of like is that like tape that's like cement or whatever. It feels like you're standing on a skateboard. That type of material. I enjoy that one. That one obviously feels the grippiest to me, but this feels really decent. And it also has a flap here in the back that you can flip up, and you can actually attach a seat post to this so that you can mount a seat to it and just sit and ride your little electric scooter around. So that's pretty cool as well. Another thing I really liked about how this scooter takes off is that you don't have to give it that hard of a push forward to get momentum on your scooter before you can actually throttle. So when a scooter's at a complete stop like this, if you go to throttle, nothing happens, and that's just for safety purposes. But when you push and get momentum, then you can throttle. But the nice thing about this scooter is you don't have to push super hard and build a lot of momentum first before you throttle. So it feels very easy to actually operate this scooter. And I love that about it. Some of my other scooters, you have to press pretty decently off the ground and get it rolling pretty fast before your throttle actually works. So I like that this one engages a little bit sooner. Now you can actually customize this feature and turn it on or off so that your throttle works all the time if you want to. And this is actually done in the app because this scooter comes with an app, and you can actually customize the whole riding experience. You can choose how fast it accelerates. You can choose the overall speeds that it goes. Everything that you can control on this little panel here with this button, you can control on the app, like your headlights and everything. So it just helps you fine tune your scooter to get it to how you like to ride, basically. So if you want it to be a little more peppy and fun, you can do that. Or if you want it to be a little more leisurely and relaxed, you can also change the settings as well. So I find this to be pretty decent. I mean, As you can see by this review so far, I don't have much complaints about it, especially at this price point. Like, for $450, that's not bad at all to get this scooter that comes with all these features like cruise control, lights on it, just 19 miles an hour, a 25-mile range. I think it's a 500-watt motor on this. So you get a lot of power behind it. I never struggled on hills or anything like that. So for this price point, I'm actually really pleased with this e-scooter. I think the things I would change is this button mechanism so that it's easier to depress. Just the quality of it would make it feel like a better scooter all around if that button worked a little bit easier. And then I wish scooters like this had better suspension. I know they're trying to save you money, and by not including suspension, it helps cut some of their costs down, but I love scooters that have really smooth suspension. Just for the area I live in Michigan, there's a lot of potholes out here, and so suspension just changes the riding experience in my opinion. But if you ride on a lot of smooth surfaces, I feel like this scooter is a lot of fun and really affordable. Like I said at the beginning of this video, there are some scooters that are double this price, but I don't feel like they're double the value. I feel like it's almost like you're buying a nice fancy brand rather than the product. It's the same way I feel about anything that are high-end brands like, I don't know, Lululemon, maybe Nike, Rolex. Like a lot of it, you're just paying for the name. You're not actually paying for an incredibly high-end, sophisticated product that's 10 times the cost. So that's how I feel about this scooter. It's just half the price of a lot of expensive things, but it operates and runs pretty nicely. So those are my thoughts. But again, I haven't done a long-term test on this scooter. So maybe if you've owned this for multiple years and you've put a lot of miles on it, let me know how it holds up in the comment section. Does anything go wrong on it? Is it still good? But so far, just my initial reaction is I'm pretty pleased with it. So there it is. If you're interested in it, I'll put a link in the description below for you to check this scooter out for yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on another video.